Greetings to all. My name is Larigauderie. I'm the Executive Secretary of IPBES, the Intergovernmental Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services. IPBES is to biodiversity what IPCC is to climate. This is a great session. It focuses on the important interlinkages between the origin of pandemic and biodiversity and nature. I would like to draw 4 remarks from a recent report that was published by IPBES, which focuses just on that, on the interlinkages between pandemics and biodiversity. That report was based on 700 of the latest publications on this topic. So my first point is about the ecological context for the emergence of diseases and pandemics, which should really be better understood. So pandemics, what are pandemics? They are microbes that are found in nature, often on animals, and also often in biodiversity-rich regions, typically the tropics. Pathogens will spill over from infected animals into people when humans are brought into close contact with infected animals. There are currently about 1.7 million viruses out there in nature, circulating in the wild, including an estimation of about 600 to 800,000 of those which have the potential to infect people. My second comment relates to the direct cause of the emergence of diseases. Those are known and they are spelled out in the IPBES report. The main one is a large-scale land use. We're talking about massive deforestation projects. And the second cause is wildlife trade of pests, for example, around the world. Those two drivers provide intimate contact between wildlife and humans. But of course, there are underlying causes to these emergencies. And it is, of course, population growth. But it is also our consumption patterns, the decisions we make, our behaviors, our lifestyles. And so deforestation, which I just mentioned, as the main direct cause of the emergence of pandemics, is driven by what we do, particularly by the need to raise cattle for meat or to produce palm oil for our food. And wildlife trade is driven by our own demands for pet, for food, or for medicine. And my fourth and last point is about options for policy and actions which do exist. So I would like to highlight a few for you. We first need to massively invest in the prevention of the emergence of diseases, in addition to curing the disease once it is with us, once it has emerged from its environment. It makes sense financially. It's been estimated that preventing pandemics would cost between $22 and $31 billion annually, which is 2 to 3 orders of magnitude, 2 orders of magnitude less than the damages that the pandemics produce. And of course, not to mention the immense human tragedy that they cause. We need to put in place surveillance systems to monitor the emergence of viruses, potentially of diseases, in order to, for example, know where to focus human activities and not to put them in hotspots of emergence. We also need, and that's my last point, to build new institutions to face these new problems, in order to bring communities which have not traditionally worked together. I'm talking about the medical community, the medical doctors, also the veterinarians. They need to be brought together institutionally with environmental communities, the forestry services, and also conservation communities together that would equip us better to prevent future emergencies. This really fundamentally is the vision of the One Health approach. which now needs to be implemented. And I'm happy to see that there are such institutional initiatives which go in that direction. But of course, we are all aware that much more investment is needed in this area. So I thank you very much for your attention.